For today's lesson, we'll be discussing about dividing whole numbers by decimals up to 2 decimal places and vice versa. So let's have this problem first. Mr. Mercado went to his bank to exchange his 50 peso bill into 25 centavo coins. How many 25 centavo coins did Mr. Mercado receive? So to find out how many 25 centavo coins Mr. Mercado received, we have to divide 50 pesos by 25 centavos. So here are the steps that we need to follow. Step 1 is we have to move the decimal point of the divisor twice to the right so that it becomes a whole number. Also, move the decimal point of the dividend as many times to the right as the decimal point in the divisor has been moved. So as you can see here, the um, the equation given a while ago is 50 divided by 0.25. Since our divisor has a decimal point, we have to convert that first into a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right 2 times so that it will become a whole number. So since we move twice to the right, we have to move also your decimal point in our dividend twice to the right as well. So we move 1, 2. So this time we can now follow the step 2. After moving the decimal point, we have to align the decimal point of the quotient with the decimal point of the dividend. So it will become like this. Step 3, we need to proceed to the division process. So we have 50 divided by 25, that is 2. 2 times 25 is 50. 50 minus 50 is 0. And then you bring down 0. 0 divided by 25 is 0. 0 times 25 is 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. Then bring down another 0. So 0 divided by 25 is also 0. 0 times 25 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So therefore, we now have the answer. Mr. Mercado received 200 pieces of 25 centavo coins from the bank. Let's have another example. Divide 7 by 0.4. Again, step 1, move the decimal point of the divisor once to the right so that it becomes a whole number. Why only once? Because we only have one decimal place. Move the decimal point also of your dividend as many times to the right as the decimal point in the divisor has been moved. So since we move one space to the right from your divisor, we have to move also one space to the right in your dividend. Then step 2, we have to align the decimal point of the quotient with the decimal point of the dividend. So this is now the position of your decimal point. And then for the step 3, we need to proceed with the division. So 7 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. And then bring down 0. 30 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. And then since we still have a remainder, we can add another 0. And then bring down 0. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. So therefore, the quotient that we got is 17.5. Next, let us try dividing 32 by 0.16. So since we have two decimal places here, we have to move this decimal point twice to the right. So 1, 2. Since we move 2 times in your divisor, we have to move also in your dividend twice. So 1, 2. And then we put here your decimal point. And then we have 2 empty spaces, so we need to put 2 zeros. So it will now become 32, or I mean to 3,200 divided by 16. And then for the last step, we need to divide these two numbers. So we need to put first your decimal point aligned in your quotient. So do not forget that. So let's divide. 32 divided by 16 is 2. 2 times 16 is 32. 32 minus 32 is 0. And then bring down 0. 0 divided by 16 is 0. 0 times 16 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And then bring down another 0. 0 divided by 16 is 0. 0 times 16 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So therefore, the quotient for this is 200. Next, what is the quotient of if 12 is divided by 0.08? So again, just like the previous example, we need to move the decimal point of your divisor twice to the right, since we have here two decimal places, so that it becomes a whole number. So since we move in your divisor, we have to move as well in your dividend. So we have to move the decimal point of your dividend as many times to the right as the decimal point in the divisor has been moved. So we move 2 times to the right. We need to move also 2 times to the right in your dividend. For the step 2, align the decimal point of the quotient with the decimal point of your dividend. So this is how we align the decimal point. And then lastly, we can now proceed to division. So 12 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. Bring down 0. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 minus 40 is 0. And then bring down the last 0. 0 divided by 8 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So therefore, the quotient is 150. For the next example, find the quotient when 42 is divided by 0.06. So we have 42 divided by 0.06. So we need to move 2 decimal places to the right in your divisor, that is 1, 2, for it to become a whole number. Since we move 2 times in your divisor, we have to move as well in your dividend 2 times to the right. So that is 1, 2. And then we need to put 2 zeros for our empty spaces. And then we need to copy or align our decimal point in your dividend to your quotient. So it will now become 4,200 divided by 6. Let us now divide. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 42 minus 42 is 0. Bring down 0. 0 divided by 6 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Then bring down 0. 0 divided by 6 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So the quotient for this equation is 700. For the next one, let us perform the following operation, the groupings of 0.96 divided by 4 plus 3.42. So for the step 1, we need to evaluate first the operation inside the grouping symbol. So we need to divide 0.96 by 4 and then align the decimal point of the quotient with the decimal point of the dividend, and then we get the answer. So here is the solution. So 0.96 divided by 4. 9 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. Breaking down 6. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So therefore, the quotient is 0.24. After getting the quotient, we can now proceed to addition. So add 0.24 to 3.42. Make sure that the decimal numbers are aligned and that the missing places are filled with zeros. So 0.24 plus 3.42. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. 0.3 is 0 plus 3 is 3. And then just copy your decimal point. So we now have 3.66. So the answer for this equation is 3.66.